Welcome to Time Sync, the weekly podcast to let you know what's worth sinking your time into. I'm your host, Sauce, and this week I'm joined by Mr. Hummer.
Spoiler alert, there is nothing worth your time.
And Brad.
Extra spoiler alert, I wasn't listening to the first spoiler alert.
We got a great show for you this week. This week, we're going to talk about Wandavision, Lockdown, The Flight Attendant, The Croods, A New Age, and Disenchantment. I know, I see you cringing, and yeah, well, we'll get to that.
But what was I cringing about? They'll never know. Or you'll probably know when we talk about it, actually. That seems to make sense.
Makes sense. I hope. Maybe it won't. But before we get into everything, make sure you go to timesyncpod.com. Let us know how we're doing. Leave us a review. Leave us a comment in the contact us section. And we want to hear from you. We want to talk to you. We want to get some listener questions. I want to get some audio questions on here. I think that would be cool. But diving right in, Hummer did not watch WandaVision yet. So I'm not going to spoil
Spoilers.
You know, if you do what you must.
Okay, let me lay it all out for you. No, I'm just kidding. I'll try to. There were a lot of Easter eggs in those first two episodes, and we talked about this just a second ago. I tried because it's a mystery. I want to kind of figure it all out myself, so I tried not to dive too heavy into stuff until I had watched it 2 times and picked up as much as I could pick up myself. And we talked about it pretty early on. I think I nailed a few things really early in our first conversation about it, you and me, Sauce. And I don't want to spoil it because it's a mystery. So literally everything is a spoiler.
Yeah, so, it's not really a mystery because, it's from the comic books. So
okay. But we were wondering how they were going to adapt it and how they were going to mess with it and stuff. And I think that there's still some air of mystery about that, but one of the biggest Easter eggs that I missed, I don't know if you caught it, was the wine bottle. Did you see the label on the wine bottle?
Yes. Afterwards, and when I watched the video,
I was one that I missed, but the label is French for House of Mystery. Yeah. is what it is on the wine bottle, which is a direct reference to the House of M, the comic book or graphic novel you were speaking of, that this is kind of building itself around.
Yeah, but that's a cool little Easter egg, but that's being oh my god, did you know Endgame was based off of the Infinity Gauntlet comic book? Who would have known?
But for people who haven't read the comics, they don't have that source material.
I know, but I'm just saying it wasn't a revelation or anything.
That's not why I said it. I said it was an Easter egg, but it's definitely saying, hey, we're using the House of M storyline. If you didn't already know that.
They're weaving in a lot. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to spoil anything. So
yeah, you were very comic book heavy. So for someone like you, it's going to be living a lot of spoilers. But I think there was a lot of, some of the clues were kind of in your face. Some of them were left up to interpretation. Some of them were very subtle. Some of them you probably already know if you've done things like read cast lists and seen who's going to be in the show and what characters they're playing, whether their character is in this universe that Wanda has made up or if they're outside of that. There's a lot of stuff you could do research on, of course. But if you're any sort of casual, you're trying to just enjoy what they're putting out for and trying to figure out this mystery. And there were some things that caught me off guard. I'm a little bit of a comic book reader, so I caught them before other people probably would have. But still, I didn't expect to see that reveal or this reveal that they came out with. But seeing it got me giddy.
So yeah, so you mentioned as a common person watching this. So for when Hummer watches it, because he doesn't read any of the comics. I was talking to somebody at work, and they're like, "Man," because they love Marvel, but they're just
sure,
your everyday Joe. They love Marvel and the Star Wars stuff coming out, and they're like, "Man, WandaVision sucked." And I was like, "Well, I can see why you would say that because it's just like you're watching a remake of some classic 60s, 50s sitcoms."
Yeah.
But here's how I explained it to him: and when you're watching a show, you have an A story, and then you have like a B story subplot. And right now, the A story is them trying to and expertly craft I Dream of Jeannie style sitcom where they're hitting all the high notes. Like if this was a show back then, it'd be perfectly written as one of those types of sitcoms. But
yeah, they brought in they brought in Dick Van Dyke to be a big voice in those first couple of episodes to really set tones of how they were writing shows back then and acting in shows. And as much as he openly states he has no idea what was going on because it's so beyond him as an old man, he was definitely a really big draw for them early on. I've been telling there's the reason that the 2 episodes weren't really that great standalone, which is why I think they gave us 2 episodes to start because I think they knew that they did 2 episodes worth of exposition to kind of like put you in the world.
Yeah,
but it's not like it was all that good.
That's what I want to know. I want to know the B plot. Like that's where things are really going to get interesting.
And that's what they're like hinting at, and I think that'll eventually become the A plot as it becomes more. And I also think that people who are familiar with the House of M's plot line already sort of know that story. It's just how they're going to do it.
If you're like not a hardcore nerd like we are, I would probably Hummer. I would wait until all the episodes come out and then sit down and binge them.
I mean, I'm gonna watch them. I grew up watching all those old TV shows, and I enjoyed the old style TV shows. So I'm sure I could even get into that plot without hearing more of what you guys are going on, and letting it develop. Because I was like looking at the trailer, like, oh, that actually looks pretty cool. To see some Brady Bunch in there.
They're doing a good job with it, but the whole time I'm like, I want to know what's going on.
It was very slow to start, and I mean, it was campy in the first 2 episodes, save for the couple of moments that really dive into the mystery. But I do think this is going to break down and get pretty intense. I mean, it's supposed to lead into the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness full feature film, so they have to get to that point where they wanted to be in that movie, which originally was supposed to be a horror movie. We know that they're like kind of walking back from that since they lost the original director over butting heads what they wanted to do. But I do think we're still expecting elements of a horror movie within the idea of a superhero movie. So eventually this product has to get us there.
For sure.
So you guys mentioned Dick Van Dyke, and I started to briefly go down the rabbit hole because I'm like, man, that's a name I haven't heard forever. How old is Dick Van Dyke? Oh, he's 95 years old, according to his Wikipedia page.
The last story I remember hearing about...
Look at his personal line. I actually think low-key Dick Van Dyke is who they base Captain America off of. He apparently tried to enlist several times for being underweight into the U.S.
The
Air Force.
We just stumbled
he was
upon
finally accepted.
The last story I remember hearing about Dick Van Dyke was him being saved by a dolphin because he fell asleep on a surfboard, like out in the ocean, and a dolphin brought him into shore while he was asleep. That's the last Dick Van Dyke story I heard.
Oh my god!
And amazing. Like, I guess that could only happen to Dick Van Dyke.
Dude, I just love that. Like, I'm seeing a picture of him from 1977, and he looked old in 1977.
Yeah, he always kind of had an old man look.
He's got that white hair look. All right, great. So, Hummer, tell me about Lockdown. Tell everyone about Lockdown.
If you want to lock down your time, then do not watch this movie.
Wait.
It's I think I forget. She actually tried to say you don't pronounce her name Anne Hathaway. So like Anne Hathaway.
What?
Yeah.
When did she say that?
There was an interview recently that, and I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it, but she said it's not pronounced Anne Hathaway. Anne. It's different, like Anne Hathaway.
I hate it.
The one thing that like got me about this movie, like the cast, honestly, I was pumped about it. it dragged on. Like, it's basically this movie where you start to figure out that it's about a heist. Like, that's what this whole thing's leading to. You're going to go and you're going to rob this jewelry store, and they don't know, like, the two characters live together, but they don't really know like how they fit into the robbery, if you would, until like towards the end, towards the middle of the movie. But they drug it out so long to the point to where you're just like, shoot me, get this movie over with. It just wasn't good. So I wouldn't waste your time on it personally. A movie I would waste your time on. This is, I guess, a little bonus content. The 100-foot journey. I'll review that one next week, but I would actually check that one out. And without even telling you what it's about, I'm just gonna say check that out. It's good.
Yeah, because in my mind, 100 feet's not much of a journey, unless I was like a small bug.
Yeah, I'm just sprinkling it a little. Sprinkle.
You literally could sprinkle out 100 feet. I'm pretty convinced.
Listen, I'm not doing
literal sprinkles.
I'm doing the 100-foot journey. It's basically based off one of Oprah's books, book club book recommendations. It's about this Indian family who was kind of not on top of the world necessarily, but they were a prominent family in Mumbai. Their political caste loses an election, and they're forced to flee India. First fleeing to England, where they didn't fit in. They had a little house underneath the airport. But then you see them traveling all throughout the countryside, where they eventually stumble upon this tiny French town because their car is broken down, and just fortuitous enough that they have a restaurant that is up for sale that they purchase, and it happens to be across the street from a Michelin-starred restaurant.
This plot is like...
This is the Schitt's Creek spinoff.
Like the
5-minute spinoff of Schitt's Creek.
I'm just imagining this movie getting pitched and you saying exactly what you just said, just being like, what?
And the execs on Netflix being like, you're on a roll, kid. Here's $100 million.
I mean, it's really good. The cast isn't really, I don't think, anybody too big except for Helen Mirren. I think she's pretty much like the
pretty big.
leading lady.
She probably runs the Michelin star restaurant, right?
Yes.
Damn, nailed it. Nailed it. Let's find some old white lady. Who should we pick?
I mean, but you got
Helen Mirren's available.
The whole setting's in France, right? And French is supposed to be known for being a little stuck up about its food. And so when an Indian family comes into town to open up an Indian restaurant, but it's basically about the journey of this kid who's the cook at the restaurant and his trials.
And every day he had to take the curry 100 yards to the table.
That's why you got to watch it, man. Well, you don't know what the 100-foot journey is.
All right, so just a quick point of order. What did you give Lockdown?
Oh, 1 and
a hard one.
The big old one.
Often. Ones don't come very often. All
Gross.
Right.
Honestly, if they shortened the movie by 30 minutes and got to the point faster, it would at least be worth it 2.5.
So watch the trailer and you're out.
Yeah, watch the trailer.
I've seen the whole movie now.
And then go straight to the end. Then go straight to the last 20 minutes of the movie and you're golden.
And what are you giving the 100-foot journey?
I'll give that one a 4.
Wow. Okay. On your surprise review.
Yeah, I realized I was like, I did watch that and I liked it. It's also produced by Steven Spielberg, so it's low-key a Steven Spielberg movie.
Are movies produced by Spielberg a Steven Spielberg movie? Because he produces some junk.
He doesn't. It's just his studio, which he probably sends a proxy to anyway.
Oprah produced it too, So this is Oprah, Steven Spielberg coming together to form
an Oprah Spielberg joint.
Tight.
Hey, this is a Cincinnati movie, damn it. Steven Spielberg is originally from Cincinnati.
I didn't know that.
And Jewish.
That's obvious. All right, so you want to save your other review for next week then?
Yeah, let's save that one.
All right, cool.
That way I don't have to watch anything new this next week.
I will redo the intro later.
Don't worry about it. I like the surprise.
All right, we'll leave it in. So, I am, spoiler, a father. which means
Like,
sometimes.
spoiler, I don't have anything this week.
This show's canceled.
Spoiler, you've got 2 kids, bro.
Oh God, I never said I had one.
I think the audience assumed.
Okay, so I got to go to the movies this weekend, which was amazing. Going to the movies is one of my favorite things to do, and it sucks because right before the pandemic started, like both of my daughters were old enough to finally take them to the movies, so we went to see our first movie, and like they did, which was Frozen 2. Obviously, I have 2 girls.
So sorry.
It wasn't. What do you mean? It's Disney and it's Frozen. It's
They're
good.
terrible.
No, they're not. They're not terrible.
They're terrible.
They sound terrible.
They are I love Disney movies, and those are awful.
Frozen wasn't terrible.
Idina Menzel and Kristen Bell are fantastic singers.
Kristen Bell is fantastic.
And
first off, Frozen's a tearjerker too, man. That one will get some tears out of it.
For sure. It is a tearjerker. and it's got Josh Gad, who is in one of my favorite musicals of all time, The Book of Mormon. And it's got, I forget his name. He plays King George in Hamilton.
Jonathan Groff.
Yes, Jonathan Groff. That's an amazing cast.
That doesn't mean the movie was good. You know how many ensemble casts are out there where it's just garbage movies? That Frozen movies are trash. They're trash. Trash. They're so bad. They're so bad. But they're not for me. I get it. They're kids' movies.
Yeah.
They trash them.
Yeah. Can you give me some other movies that are about female empowerment for kids? So go ahead.
Listen, don't put me on blast like that. I'm all about strong female characters and representation, but there's just no way to win this argument. They're not good. The music's bad.
Frozen was amazing.
They're bad.
The music is not bad.
Oh, they're so bad.
Just because you're sick and tired of hearing people go,
so much.
Let it go.
It's fine. Keep them. Have them. Take them. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want them.
That's why they're so popular, and even songs from a kids movie made the top charts for because they're bad because people hate them. You're right. Speaking of movies about female empowerment, I took my kids to see the second Croods movie because nothing else is out. Just let me get through it.
No, go ahead. Have your segment.
This is interesting because I wanted to take them to the movies. It's my favorite thing. We got our theater does a pretty good job of social distancing, and the second we got in there, I was so glad we went. Just having that movie popcorn, getting a slushie is my favorite thing to do. The big screen, everything looks better on the big screen. And the first Croods is like, it's okay. Like me and my friends would always make fun of, like we would use that as the butt of a joke of a movie that we were going to see because it's the Croods. Of course, we're going to see the Croods. But as I watch a lot of kids movies, it's really not that bad. It's got a really good vocal cast. Ryan Reynolds, Nick Cage, Emma Stone, Cloris Leachman. So the cast is good.
Oh, Cloris? Cloris is in there?
Yeah.
Brad's on his way to the movie theater right now.
I bought tickets on Fandango just now.
And
give me money, Fandango.
It's DreamWorks, so they make they make good animated movies. But seeing the movie on the screen, just the quality, where we're at with CGI, the colors, it's just beautiful to look at.
To me, it sounds like it wouldn't have mattered what movie it was. You were just happy to be in the theater. It could have been. It literally could have been the movie Ass, which is a fake movie from the movie Idiocracy, which is just a butt occasionally farting, and you would have given it a 5 right now, just because you get to see it in the movie theater.
It won 9 Emmys that year. that Idiocracy is my favorite movie of all time. But okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Wait, that's your number one?
Actually, it was my favorite movie until it became a reality, and now it's not.
Now it's just sad.
Because the premise.
Isn't Con Air everybody's favorite movie?
It should be. Okay, so Croods. And in this sequel, it's got
I'm reviewing Con Air next week. Screw it.
Peter Dinklage, who actually gives a good vocal performance compared to Destiny, where he did so bad they replaced him, which never happened.
Maybe he learned from that.
But if you have kids and you want to go to the movie theater with them and you want to laugh at some jokes and it's visual, it's not like if it's a kids movie that's made poorly and there's no good voice actors, like it's gonna be terrible to get through. Like it's like torture. But if you're gonna go and take them and you're actually gonna have a good time, enjoy yourselves, and see some high quality production value, you know, the movie itself it's a dumb kids movie about cavemen meeting modern man, but you know there's some good jokes in there. It's well made. So you know, I would take my kids to see it again, just because going to the movie theaters and it's fine. But if you're
they're kids, so they're gonna want to watch it again.
Yeah,
and again.
That's
and again,
how it works.
And again, and again, and again, and again.
All right, you broke the rule of threes, so I mean,
and
I
again,
don't know what you're doing.
Is Nick Cage also is Nicolas Cage also in that movie?
Yeah, he's the dad. And he's great in it, and he's great in Into the Spider-Verse too. He's a good voice actor.
Every time I hear the name Peter Dinklage, all I can think of, no matter what, is Elf? Call me Elf one more time.
Mm-hmm. I knew it. Yeah, you'll have a good time if you take your kids. If you're a single dude or you don't have kids, Can
I take my dog?
Go see the My Little Pony movie.
What if I took my dog instead? Could I take my dog? Would my dog enjoy it?
He'll hate it.
Oh, Conrad, did you hear that? Oh, he's looking at me now.
From here, it looks like you're talking to your penis.
Huh?
Conrad, down.
If you really want to go out and go to the movie theaters and you got kids, it's worth it. If not, it's totally, you're good either way. So I'm going to give it a 2 overall.
Yeah, cool. Good for you. I'm glad you got to go see a movie, man.
We spent all that time
going
for you
to the theater.
Give it a 2.
You love it.
Yeah.
You love it.
You spent like 30 minutes on that to give it a 2.
But, you know, if you got kids, you know, it's for sure going to be a 4.
For your kids.
So the kid scale.
But I don't think you understand the importance of high production value, because something like a bad script can really be punched up big time with a high production value. Although, as I say that, I'm thinking about Game of Thrones and I'm realizing I'm wrong.
What's the kids movie?
Yeah, bad stuff is just bad.
What's your least favorite kids movie that your kids watch over and over and over and over and over and over and over?
I don't let them watch anything that's like specifically bad unless it's like some kid. You can tell if you look at the background or whatever you're watching, and if there's like a lush greenery or like detailed city or like, you know, high details in the background, if it's made by DreamWorks or Pixar or Disney, obviously it's gonna be high quality. It's usually gonna be good. There's gonna be jokes for adults. You can get through it. It's the cheap stuff that, like, in the background there's nothing, and like maybe one tree, their mouths don't move right, low production, low animation quality, anything like that is freaking just torture.
We get it. You don't like Doc McStuffins.
See, Doc McStuffins made by Disney, so it's high quality, so it's fine. You can get through it.
I didn't know that. I just know that's a common thing to say to make fun of people with kids.
Are your kids out of the Baby Shark phase?
Doc McStuffins is good. Yes, they are.
I don't even know what that means. I literally just know the words Doc McStuffins. That's it.
Yeah, she's a female doctor, and that's why you don't like her.
Damn it. Why do I keep walking into this?
When you get a chance, Brad, you need to definitely go and look up Baby Shark Dance.
No.
Yeah.
I remember Baby Shark before Baby Shark was a song on YouTube. It was a summer camp, like, goofy ass wake up song, and then it became some sort of pop sensation. It's terrible, as Chuck would say. Terrible.
Well, I recently introduced my niece to this one called Everybody Farts. And
I literally think we had this conversation in the last podcast.
Her parents love me. Her parents are loving me for
We're repeating ourselves.
All right, moving on from Baby Shark.
Run away, do 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 do. Run away, do 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 do. Oh wait, no, that's Let's Go Hunt. My bad. This is
Yeah,
wrong.
you're bad at it.
You guys are the best.
All right.
All right, Brad. I wanted to review this too, but Brad wanted to review it, so we'll both talk about it. But I'll let you go first, and I'll give you the majority of the time, even.
So which one of you right now, no matter what, is 100% correct?
Me always.
Dr. McStuffins. Did I win the point, Trebek?
You have won the point because that's automatically wrong.
All right, so we both wanted to talk about season 3 of Disenchantment that hit Netflix just a few days ago. I don't know about you, but I burned through it. Have you watched the whole season?
I'm just realizing that the main character of Disenchantment is a strong female character, so I'm interested to see where you go with this.
Oh God, let me just check my notes here. Did you finish season 3 though? Are you all the way through it?
Yeah.
You fell into his trap.
So you and I have talked about Disenchantment before. It's Matt Groening's newest production. You know, the time traveler Matt Groening, who gave us The Simpsons,
Granian.
Futurama, which I'm sure can be argued till death, but personally I like Futurama a little bit more than The Simpsons.
100%.
I don't think it's 100%, but I personally enjoyed Futurama more than The Simpsons.
Yeah, but like Simpsons, seasons 4
it's
to
iconic.
12 are just amazing.
Sure. And they're on season 29 or some nonsense. Like there's a reason it keeps going. It's fantastic. But personally, Futurama just slapped that much harder for me. I mean, Futurama never grew the same fan base as The Simpsons did, so it was canceled twice, almost 3 times if you include that they got to just do the movies, and then the movies were popular, so they reformatted the movies to be another season, and then got to continue it on for 4 more seasons, then get canceled again. Well, anyways, let's not talk about the previous things Matt Groening has done, because we want to talk about what he's doing right now.
I think it's Groening.
What?
I think it's Matt Groening.
I always thought it was Groening, but whatever. I don't think he's going to get offended either way.
Actually, he's right here.
Oh, no! Behind Tiabini? Damn it.
Survey says offended.
Sorry, go ahead.
So season 3 dropped on Netflix probably about 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely burned through it because I know we were both critical of the earlier seasons. Like, it just hadn't found its footing. Some characters are really good. Some characters are really average. This is definitely his first attempt at like a long form story where each episode further pushes through a story rather than the normal format, which is you can pick up any episode of Futurama or The Simpsons and just watch it and enjoy it. Most of them don't have to do with previous episodes other than a few of them here and there. Whereas the difference with Disenchantment is now we're telling one continuous story throughout the progress of the story. I know, like I said, both of us will talk about the shortcomings of season 1 and 2. I thought season 3 was amazing. Thought it was excellent. I thought every character stepped up and became that much better than they were, especially King Zog. Like, King Zog, his descent into madness this season just had me like slapping the couch laughing at times. Like his honking and things. Yeah. He starts repeating himself and like being his own echo. It just turns into him honking at different points. Oh my God. I thought it was just absolutely hysterical. I enjoyed the season so much. I had to go back and rewatch seasons 1 and 2 just because I was like so hyped about being into it. And I'm so glad I did because there are so many Matt Groening style breadcrumbs throughout season 1 and 2 that really don't pop until season 3, which as much of a mess as the story's kind of been, because I even think in this season, the story, they're telling like, there's like 12 different stories going on, I feel like. And they don't seem clear all the time. But I mean, there's obviously, because going back and looking at the breadcrumbs I saw from season 1, that all of this seems thought out to me from going back and looking. But it does still seem like a mess at times. But I think the characters are so great right now. They're in such a good place. And I hope they keep going with it. What do you think?
Wow. I feel like the complete opposite.
Oh, really?
I thought season 3 was terrible. I feel like the story is just all over the place and not consistent enough. I feel like none of the jokes are really landing. I feel like they're all watered down jokes from Futurama.
They did make a lot of references to Futurama. I felt like this season especially.
I felt like just choices that they made just weren't funny. I think the main I think Elfo is a terrible character, and I don't enjoy any time I have to like listen to him talk. I like Tia Beanie. Obviously Zog is amazing, but that's because of the genius of his voice
John
actor.
DiMaggio.
John DiMaggio, who also does Bender, who also does a lot of the other characters in the show. Like the laughing horse. I am glad they brought him back.
Yes.
But that's the only time I laughed in the first season was when the laughing horse.
The laughing horse?
Yeah. But I don't know. I kept watching it because like I don't know. I want to see where the story's going, but it's just not like Futurama. I'm dying at laughter every time. Go back to the episodes. It's still funny. With this, it's like the story's not interesting enough or the joke's good enough to make me want to rewatch it. Maybe I should go back and give it another shot, but I don't know. I just feel like the even like characters are underused. Like they could definitely have used Matt Berry more because he's hilarious. But they kind of wrote his character into an area where they can't use him as much.
I thought they used his character really well in season 3 and even saw him have a little bit of a redemption arc. But again, this is where the mess of the story is. Like I said, it feels like there's so many characters have so many stories and they're trying to tell so many different stories and toss and turn it around and things like that it does seem messy. Like, and it's definitely as much as they've done this thing in other shows that he's done where they have elements of storytelling throughout the series that get brought up again and again, or they might hide something in an early episode that doesn't get revealed to be important until later. Like, I'll tell you one, the Trogs characters, the group that we met in season 3 at the beginning or the end of season 2. He actually showed them in the background of an episode, like episode 2. Where Tia Bean is exploring the castle and you see a group of Trogs run around in the back. And I was like, oh, I never noticed that before. Very similar to Nibbler being under the desk in the first episode of Futurama. Like they knew they were going to do that really early on. So they put that in. It's not like they went and re-added it later.
I think they did re-add it later.
Did they?
Yeah.
I thought because you see him in the first episode. So
I think that gets retconned. But anyways, still great.
Yeah. But so I think that there are ideas that they want to keep pursuing, but I feel like there's too many going on at once. Like they don't settle things before introducing new ideas and new characters and new stories. Like the whole Steamland one saga through this one felt messy to me. And I didn't know where they were going with it after Richo Ayoade's character came in. And but this is other thing. They're trying to slow play a lot of story elements right now, in my opinion, too. But I mean, it's Netflix. Most shows don't get more than 4 or 5 seasons. So we're already in season 3. They didn't even know if they were going to get season 3 at one point. I remember reading. So you're right. It's messy, but I think some of the characters have been. I thought Elfo this season was much better than he was in season 2, and a lot of it's like how his character has changed from season 1 till now. I think Lucy, who's played by Eric Andre, has good moments. I thought Una, the woman who played Una, had really good moments in season 3 as the pirate queen now.
Yeah,
Derek, the woman who plays Derek, I thought the 2 episodes of like him becoming a man, he was really strong in those episodes. So like I definitely see improvement, which is good, but you also shouldn't have to expect that from somebody who's been making cartoon TV episodes since the mid 90s.
right. Yeah.
It should be good to start.
I just think there's a lot of potential. And I think I like it because I really like the voice cast. Like they're under using Billy West, other than oh no.
I think it's because we're so used to Billy West and his projects now that like they have to be sparing with him at times.
Yeah. But Tress McNeil, who voices like what's his name, the prince, the young boy,
Derek.
Derek. It's really weird listening to her because she's done so much. She's Daisy Duck, and it's the exact same voice. And she does. I think she does. She might not do Tia Beanie's
She's
mom,
done a lot over the years.
She does the fairy. She uses the same voices as in Futurama as in the show.
Yes.
But someone who's really shining in this show that didn't in the other ones is Maurice LaMarche. He is fantastic in every character he voices in the show. He plays Oddball. He's also Pinky. He's the brain. But every character he does in the show, he crushes it. Out of everybody, I think he's the best right now.
I mean, over John DiMaggio, King Zog in season 3 especially was absolutely incredible. I thought his whole descent into madness was just laugh out loud funny to me. And I think Abby Jacobson, right, who's doing Tia Beanie, her character has to be a little bit of the straight man at times, I feel like, because everything else is so ridiculous. But like she does such a good job balancing out, being both the main character and attempting to be the straight man at times while also being her own ridiculousness herself. I think she's been really strong. Maybe not the strongest character because of how everyone around her gets to more freedom, I would say. They're not constricted as much. But John DiMaggio as King Zog has been just so good this season. Like he carried a lot of the show in my opinion.
I didn't enjoy it as much because the whole time he's just making noises and not doing.
It was so funny to me though.
For me, I don't know. I feel like I didn't like that story where they were taking him. I'm gonna give it this season personally a 2 out of 5,
and I'd give it a 4.
Damn,
I'd give the whole show overall a 3, arching into a 4.
I wish it was a 5.
We all wish it was a 5 because Futurama 5, Simpsons up until season maybe 25 5. They've just done such good work. It also doesn't help that Matt Groening was named in the Jeffrey Epstein trials as well.
Oh,
so that kind of sour note a little bit. He's also a time traveler, so I mean, who knows what's really going on there.
Well, we got a little bit of time left here because we're trying to do a little bit shorter episodes. But Hummer, I think we got time for you to get to Flight Attendant.
Are you finished with Flight Attendant?
Yeah.
Because I'm 2 episodes in.
I did with my wife an entire Sunday marathon watch fest. We watched the whole show in one day.
Damn. How many episodes and how long are the episodes?
I think they're like an hour long. And
they're an hour.
We watched like 8 hours of television.
That is one lazy Sunday, my friend.
Yeah, it was a lazy Sunday. We had a very productive, we had a very productive Saturday. We went to the Home Depot,
We didn't think there was going to be time.
Now you're talking. Tell me more about Home Depot.
What do you find in aisle 7?
Aisle 7. Paint.
Yeah, I would say you literally could say anything. I have no idea. I'm a Lowe's man person.
I think it's paint. I'm not sure. Now I'm going to pronounce her name all wrong. The lead.
Kaylee Kukuo?
Kaylee Kukuo. There you go. Look, you did it for me.
It's too hard. I can't do it.
I've been watching her since 8 Simple Rules, man. Back when she had the whale tail with the... I'm going to leave it at that.
And then you also have, is it Michael Huisman?
That one I'm not... that one I'm leaving you out to dry.
I'm looking at you there, Brad.
I'm leaving you out to dry on.
I'm looking up 8 Simple Rules in Whale Tail.
So essentially,
don't think less of me.
Essentially, the show, the Flight Attendant, is about.
Whoa! Sorry, I just. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Who is on a flight on her way to Bangkok, where she meets a man sitting in seat 3C. They strike up a conversation. They kind of maybe have a little frisky moment of, a
very frisky,
a forbidden rendezvous in the toilet, gross, disgusting toilet of an airplane, where he then, all handsome and charmingly asks her on a date while in Bangkok. She literally gets Bangkoked all night, but wakes up next to him, and he is dead.
Dead.
And the show goes off on this crazy tangent of her trying to decide, do you call the police? Hell no, because you're in Bangkok. Why would you call the police? No. Then it just takes you on this like crazy path of her trying to quote unquote clear her name without her ever being arrested. I personally like the show. Obviously, I watched it. It caught my attention enough to watch it for 8 straight hours on a Sunday. Since it's going to be around for a while, I wouldn't say it's one that you need to go and watch it all in one day, but you certainly can if you are looking for a show to get into. I feel like this is 2020 and coming into 2021. This has been the year of watching so many first seasons of shows that, you know what I mean? Like when these second seasons come out, are there going to be shows where I pick up that second season? Flight Attendant, to me, the way they wrapped it up, it's more of a mini series. Once it's done, this is it. So you're not gonna have to worry about watching season 2 of the Flight Attendant. So I would say it's worth some time if you're gonna pick it up. You're looking for a show that you're not gonna have to, once we get back to a normal production schedule of these shows, you're not gonna have to make time to watch the second one. But the story of this one is good enough that I think it warrants a stream. It warrants some time to watch an episode here and there. I'd give it a solid 3.
Now
I'm still looking up Whale Tail.
I thought I read that they are doing season 2, so I believe that there is at least one more season. I'm only 2 episodes in, so I don't know where season 1 ends off. If the story is resolved, as it were.
For the most part, it is resolved. They kind of how they left it. They did leave it open ended in the same sense that what else am I was thinking of something the other day that they left. It's hard to say it's without like ruining or giving a spoiler. I'll just leave it at that. They did leave it open in a sense, like you get a conclusion to subplot A, sure, but they have subplot B that they started halfway through the series that doesn't get resolved and gets left open to be a Jurassic Park a la you see dinosaurs flapping their wings over the ocean.
Sure. Mm-hmm. What I will say is I think Kaylee Kukuo got to show a lot of range as an actress, where we've really only seen her do sitcoms, 8 Simple Rules, Big Bang Theory. She does a voiceover right now for a cartoon Harley Quinn. I believe she was able to start up her own production company. So I don't know how involved that is in the making of the show that she is starring in right now. But it's always good to see somebody do better than what we've seen them do. And I think Kaylee Kukuo is really, and not granted, 2 episodes in, but she's really gotten a chance to shine in this format. And I like Kaylee Kukuo. I have for a long time. So I would love to see her do more going forward. And I think this is a really good gateway for her to continue to do that because she got to show off that range. And she's really captivating and enthralling. And her performance is really good.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point that you bring up with her performance because it literally covers all spectrums from, sad and dramatic to, a weird, happy, sad state. And even like, there is a little bit of comedy,
Sure.
It's and she's diving into, this isn't a spoiler because it's on the actual description. She's an alcoholic in the show. And at times she brings out the seriousness of the condition, which is alcoholism. And at times she brings out, and sorry if this offends anybody, the hilarity that can ensue when you're an alcoholic in a situation she happens to find herself in.
Yeah, no, totally. And like I said, just getting to show more range probably means we'll get to see more Kaylee Kukuo, which is good because Kaylee Kukuo is very good.
And she's easy on the eyes.
Yes. That
although
helps.
We did
Sauce has been looking at whale tails this entire time because I said one freaking phrase he had never heard of, which was a popular very popular thing to do in the late 90s for a certain garment to be worn.
I wasn't looking up specifically whale tail. I was
do not lie to us.
8 Simple Rules whale tail specifically. But
yeah, I like that in like every episode for a long time.
We did bash on Big Bang Theory pretty hard.
Yeah, but we're not bashing on her in Big Bang Theory. Because I think she was good.
The official
Bialik was good.
The official time sync stance of Big Bang Theory canonically is that everyone hates it.
Nope.
I don't care for the show, but I think there are individuals who are really good. Mostly the female cast. Like the 3 main females, all are really talented. I have not seen Mayim Bialik's new show. He doesn't look great, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, thank you. Because that is all we have time for you this week. Thanks for sticking around and listening to us. Definitely go to timesyncpod.com. Let us know how we're doing. All our links are there. Come talk to us. We want to hear from you. And we'll see you guys next week.
Sauce specifically asked for questions that he wants to answer.
I do.
Like he's a phone line guy. You see how it says Butts Carlton under my name, guys?
I actually want to do a relationship help segment of the show. So go ahead and just, put those questions on there.
If anybody can just remember the questions from episodes of Frasier, and we'll see how long it takes Sauce to pick up on that.
All right, guys. See you next week.
All right. Taco Bell's coming back to bite me. I gotta go. Please tell me we're no longer recording. I don't need to admit to pooping twice.
Yeah, 100% I am.
Damn it. First, I'm going to come off like a misogynist again, 2 episodes in a row. Now I'm going to admit to shitting my pants.